The earth convulsed. A monstrous roar ripped through the heart of Guadalajara. It was 10 o'clock in the morning on April 22nd, 1992. A day that began like any other, transformed into a scene from a nightmare. Buildings shuddered, then crumbled. Streets buckled and cracked, swallowing cars and buses whole. A thick, black cloud, smelling of sulfur and fear, blotted out the sun. The air, thick with dust and the cries of the injured, carried a chilling message. Guadalajara, the city of roses, was bleeding. The bustling Reforma district, a tapestry of life and commerce, lay in ruins. Twisted metal, shattered glass, and the remnants of countless lives littered the streets. Amidst the chaos, disbelief reigned. It was a scene of unimaginable devastation. The earth itself seemed to weep, as if mourning the lives lost in a single catastrophic moment. The world watched in horror. The images, stark and brutal, told a story of unimaginable loss. Guadalajara, once a symbol of Mexican vibrancy, was now a city shrouded in grief. Days before the catastrophe, a sinister premonition hung in the air. A pungent metallic odor, the unmistakable scent of gas, permeated the streets of Guadalajara. Residents, their unease growing, reported the smell to authorities. Their pleas were met with indifference, dismissed as overreaction. Complaints piled up, but the response remained sluggish. The authorities, blinded by complacency, failed to grasp the gravity of the situation. The city unknowingly teetered on the precipice of disaster. Days turned into a countdown. The stench intensified, a constant ominous reminder of the invisible threat lurking beneath the city. Still, life went on. People went about their daily routines, unaware of the danger simmering beneath their feet. The authorities, their inaction a betrayal of public trust, had condemned the city to a fate they could have averted. The whispers on the wind, ignored and dismissed, turned into a deafening roar. At 10 o'clock in the morning, the earth shuddered. A low rumble, like the growl of a slumbering giant, echoed through the streets. Then, the first explosion ripped through the Reforma district. Buildings folded like houses of cards. The air, thick with dust and debris, crackled with heat. A chain reaction, swift and merciless, followed. Explosion after explosion tore through the city's arteries. Streets erupted into fiery chasms. Cars were tossed aside like toys. The air, heavy with the stench of gas and burning rubber, became a suffocating shroud. Panic gripped the city. People, their faces streaked with dust and tears, stumbled through the rubble-strewn streets. The injured, their cries echoing through the smoke-filled air, searched desperately for loved ones. For hours the city burned. The explosions, a relentless assault on the senses, seemed to go on forever. When the dust finally settled, Guadalajara lay in ruins, a testament to the devastating power of negligence and the fragility of life. Section 4. Unmasking the culprit, a trail of negligence. The investigation, painstaking and heartbreaking, revealed a chilling truth. The Guadalajara explosion was not an act of God, but a man-made disaster. A lethal cocktail of negligence, incompetence, and disregard for human life had paved the way for tragedy. Leaking pipelines, corroded by time and neglect, had allowed massive amounts of gas to seep into the soil. The authorities, alerted to the danger, had failed to act. Their inaction, a damning indictment of bureaucratic apathy, had cost hundreds of lives. The investigation uncovered a litany of errors: faulty infrastructure, inadequate safety measures, and a culture of complacency within the state-owned petroleum company. Pemex had created a ticking time bomb beneath the city. The Guadalajara explosion was a stark reminder that progress without responsibility is a dangerous illusion. It was a wake-up call, a demand for accountability, and a plea for justice for the victims and their families. Section 5. Echoes of Loss. Picking up the pieces. In the aftermath of the explosion, Guadalajara became a city of ghosts. The air, heavy with the smell of dust and death, carried the echoes of laughter silenced, dreams shattered, and lives cut short. The official death toll stood at 206, but the true number, lost in the rubble and the chaos, was likely much higher. Over 500 people were injured, many with severe burns and life-altering injuries. Thousands more were left homeless, their lives upended in a single catastrophic moment. The emotional toll, immeasurable and profound, cast a long shadow over the city. Amidst the devastation, stories of loss and resilience emerged. Parents who had lost children, children who had lost parents, families torn apart, their homes reduced to rubble. Yet, even in the face of unimaginable grief, the human spirit endured. The people of Guadalajara, their resilience tested but not broken, began the arduous task of picking up the pieces.